I'm Jason UFC, and today we have a story about UFC commentator Jon Anik contemplates retiring from MMA after encountering fans who disagreed with his UFC 297 main event scoring. This is what Jon Anik says. I'm just not sure how much longer I have in this MMA space. UFC commentator Jon Anik recently weighed in on toxic MMA fan behavior. At UFC 297, Sean Strickland lost the UFC middleweight championship in his very first title defense to Dricus du Plessis. The evenly matched battle saw Dricus du Plessis come out on top via a split decision. I don't think it was controversial. That's a little bit weird. In the days since the fight, various arguments have been made as to who deserved the win more. Among those who believe Dricus du Plessis was the rightful winner is none other than Jon Anik and his podcast co-host Kenny Florian. Needless to say, not every MMA fight fan out there appreciated Jon Anik's view on the fight. This is what Jon Anik said. There's a lot of malice and disrespect from the fan base. During a recent edition of the Anik and Florian podcast, Jon Anik discussed the vitriol he noticed from fans on social media. And isn't YouTube social media? Or no, probably not. And on YouTube following UFC 297, Jon Anik explained that he's at a point where moving over to another sport such as football may be more appealing to him. Anik explained that he doesn't see this level of fan outrage or hatred in the NFL the way he does in the MMA world. I'm just going to stop right there. I totally disagree on that opinion, but that's just my opinion. Okay, so this is what Jon Anik says. Even if you and I thought, he's talking to Kenny and Florian at that point, Dricus du Plessis won the fight. We tried to present the information respectfully, Jon Anik explained. And when I go onto Twitter and I go onto our YouTube comments, it seems like a lot of these fans are just in attack mode. And I don't know if these are fans, and I don't know if these fans are casual fans like myself or not. But I appreciate the passion, but I'm getting to a point where I'm 45 years old, where I don't know how much time I have left in this MMA space, because if I go do professional football, like, I'm not necessarily going to be dealing with this. Wow, this is an interesting one. Lowest common denominator all the time. And I don't know, man. I just feel like there's a lot of malice and disrespect from the MMA fan base. Wow. Okay, so I didn't watch, like I said, I'm an MMA casual, so I don't watch everything. I didn't watch this episode, but this, obviously, this opinion is going completely viral all over the internet. It's kind of crazy to me. I got to start with the first point. Like I said, I am an MMA casual, but I have to totally disagree with Jon Anik on this. He explained that he doesn't see this level of fan outrage or hatred in the NFL the way he does in the MMA world. That one I totally disagree on. I personally think if you go to any part of the, you know what I'm saying? You can go to video games and get hatred and vitriol. You can go to MMA. You can go to women's sports, right? Women's college basketball is popping. But if you try to cover that, I mean, if you look at the comment section on Instagram, just go and look at ESPNW. The comments are disgusting, right? The comments are disgusting, right? So I know there's this thought that MMA fans are this, quote, lowest common denominator. In that sense of sports fans, I totally disagree. Like I said, even when you play Call of Duty, the comments you get, the comments in the comment section, the comments while playing the game, the vitriol is disgusting. You know, it's the internet. I hate to say it goes with the territory. You know, personally, like I said, being an MMA casual, when I put out some of these videos, a lot of comments are, I mean, they're not toxic, right? They're just saying, Jason, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You shouldn't even be talking about this. And I don't mind that. That's fine, you know, because when you look at that person's page, they've been on YouTube for 12 years. They have 23 subscribers, right? And they have like 1,000 comments under MMA Junkie. or under the YouTube, under the UFC comment section, right? You go in their Twitter, they've been on Twitter for 12 years, they follow, 5,000 accounts, they have 13 followers, they have 13,000 comments, and all they do is tag UFC fighters trying to get, some engagement, and it's not working for them. So those people, I don't pay too much attention to them, right? Now, if your opinion is different than mine, right? If you have an opinion that Sean Strickland won and you want to disagree with my opinion that Dricus du Plessis won, that's fine, right? I don't we can go back and forth. But for the toxic comments that I personally get, I got to speak for myself because I can't speak for Jon Anik in this opinion. For the toxic comment, I just block them and I mute them and I just move on, right? I don't get that many toxic comments, right? And, for the most part, there's some negative comments, and I leave them up because it just is what it is. If I think your comment makes you look bad, right, that's fine. I'll just leave it up. But if it's toxic, I have to mute and I gotta block, because those type of people, I don't want them in my life and I don't want them on my page. In any way, in shape or form. But when I look at this, man, I'm not trying to throw shade at Jon Anik in any way, shape, or form. I just, once again, speaking personally, I think of like Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan is on social media. I cannot imagine the toxic comments he gets every day, right? I know there's a lot of fans who love Joe Rogan. He definitely has a strong fan base, but I'm pretty sure he's getting tagged with crazy toxic comments, right? And that if you want to take it outside of the MMA world, look at people like LeBron James, right? I'm pretty sure in the NBA, LeBron James gets incredibly toxic, vitriol, malice, disgusting comments about him, his family, and it's just like sometimes you just gotta let it go, man. You can't. I think Joe Rogan said before, you can't engage with every comment. Truthfully, once again, speaking for myself, what I try to do is I've always wondered, the thing that really bothers me about content creators the most is that you look at a page, they'll have 100 comments, and there's people like, man, I wish, they're giving you their flowers. They wish you would give them attention, yet sometimes it seems like content creators pay so much more attention to the negative comments, right? There's always someone out there giving you your flowers, saying, man, just, hearing your voice, watching your video made my day. But yet some content creators, they won't pay attention to those comments. They'll pay attention to the comment where it says, F you don't have the right to talk about this subject. I hope the worst things and all the bad things in life happen to you and only you, right? So personally, like I said, negative comments of different opinions than mine are totally fine. Toxic comments, comments that go way over the line, I just block and I mute them. And I think to myself, how does someone like Barack Obama deal with, these type of comments? How does someone like LeBron James deal with these comments? How do women in women's sports, like I said, you can go right now on Instagram and look at ESPNW and look at those comments, right? Look at those comments. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. And they're toxic. And, it sucks. It sucks about the internet that it comes with the territory. It really does. Like I said, I appreciate Jon Anik. I've never had a problem with Jon Anik. After this UFC 297 event, I saw some people were talking about Dominic Cruz commentary. So I didn't really hear, like I said, I'm a casual, so I didn't follow everything, but I didn't really hear any negativity behind, Jon Anik's opinion that Dricus du Plessis won the fight, even though Dricus du Plessis literally won the fight. I know there's a lot of crazy Sean Strickland fans who support him all the time, and that's fine. Personally, I had Dricus du Plessis winning the second, third, and fourth rounds, and I thought Sean Strickland won the first and fifth round. Now, there's other YouTube content creators who had Dricus du Plessis winning all 5 rounds, right? I'm pretty sure And I think that person may be trolling, but they don't take, like I said, you can't take every negative comment to heart, right? If you look at the person's page and they've been on YouTube for 10 plus years and they have 12 subscribers, it's not that I'm not paying them attention. I'm not taking it to heart, because I'm pretty sure they're writing, negative, toxic comments, not only on my page, but on every page they've been on in the last 10 years. So I move on from it. But let me know your opinion of this story, because like I said, I'm an MMA casual, so what the hell do I know? But I'm Jason, UFC. Today we had a story about UFC commentator who I thought before I end the story, my opinion of Jon Anik was that most of my hardcore friends and family, they love Jon Anik. They say that he's the best commentator in the UFC, right? So I thought he was only getting his flowers. I'm disappointed to see that he's getting, negative, toxic comments for scoring the fight for the person, Dricus du Plessis, who won the fight, right? I thought it would be like, Jon Anik thought Sean Strickland won, and the Dricus du Plessis army would go, be going at him. How do you disrespect our champion like that? He clearly won the fight. Sean Strickland didn't do anything. You suck. You don't know anything about MMA. Get the hell out of our sport. But if Dricus du Plessis literally won the fight on the judges' scorecards, he's walking around South Africa with the championship right now, what kind of toxic comments can you be saying to Jon Anik, who agreed with that? I can't understand that. But like I said, I'm an MMA casual, so what the hell do I know? I'm Jason, UFC. Today we had a story about UFC commentator Jon Anik contemplates retiring from MMA, right, after encountering attack mode fans who disagreed with his UFC 297 main event scoring, saying, I'm just not sure how much longer I have in this toxic MMA space. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.